You know, people talk about getting wear and tear in their body. Well, with wear and tear, in this video I'm going to tell you about exactly what it means. The official word is spondylosis, the medical term for it. And wear and tear in the body isn't something to necessarily be afraid of. Let me explain. See, what we have is in our spine, for example, there's different stages of degeneration. And that's going to happen anyway, whether we like it or not. The choice we have, though, that we can make is how quickly we want that to happen. It's very similar to like rust on a car. So let's go through different stages. Here, this is a nice textbook normal segment of a spine. We have nice smooth bone, nice spongy discs. So that's all nice and healthy. It gives enough space for the nerves to supply all of your body as it exits the spine there. Now the first stage, what tends to happen is you'll see more of a wearing down of the disc at the top there because there's too much movement normally at those levels and too much compression of the disc over a long sustained period of time. Then it can go on to where not only do you get further wearing away of the disc, so the fibrous part of the disc, and discs are made of two parts. There's a jelly part in the middle and this fibrous part around the outside. And what they then do is mean that the fibrous part doesn't then hold the jelly part so well. And that also creates further instability. So then what we have with the bone, you can now start seeing it changes shapes, it's becoming more rough. And that's a little bit like scaffolding on a building, trying supporting all that excess movement there. Sometimes you can see the one below, if some of that disc comes out, it can start pinching on those nerves. That can further aggravate your health or poor health certainly. And eventually what happens in the last stage is that you get full fusion between those different levels. And that means there's no movement between those levels any longer. The other problem with that is our body relies on us, or especially our discs rely on us moving efficiently to make sure we send nutrients into our discs. If it doesn't get the nutrients, like anything, the disc will then die out, and that's why it looks so different. It's a nice spongy, healthy looking disc at that level there. Now, of course, this can happen to any one of us. This happens constantly throughout our lives. However, the difference is I've had 60-year-olds who have been here, and I've had 60-year-olds who have been here, and I've had 60-year-olds who've been here. So what's the difference? Well, it depends on how well they've looked after their bodies. Let's go back to my other analogy that I said it's like rust in a car. Let's say you and I both bought a brand new car today, and I looked after mine really well, got it serviced regularly, washed regularly, checked the pressure in the tires, checked the oil in the engine, made sure it was always working tip-top condition. And maybe you didn't look after yours as well, and it was an identical car, by the way, even down to the different colors. It was exactly the same color. However, what happened with your car is maybe when it got a little nick in the paint, you didn't quite cover it up quickly enough. Maybe you forgot to service it a couple more times. Maybe you let it go running a little bit longer without checking the air pressure in the tire. And which, after about maybe 10 years, which of those two cars, yours or mine, is going to be working better? Mine will be, right? So similarly, where both of us will still have some rust, mine, because I've been looking after my car so much better, has far less rust than yours would have. And unlike a car or anything like that, our bodies aren't so easy to replace parts. So we have to make sure that we look after ourselves much, much better. And that's what we do. So spondylosis, by the way, coming back to that, is this degeneration, this thinning of the disc as we go through this degenerative process, and this change that you see happening in this bone in the spine as well. And so we want to make sure that no matter what happens, our bodies are going to last us a lifetime, literally, but also a lifetime is different times for each of us. Certainly we're living longer, and a lot of the patients I see now are definitely going to see past 100. So if we're going to be seeing 100 years, so if we're going to be making sure we look after our bodies for that long, then we're going to make sure we look after them right from the very offset. That's why we are so big on looking after babies and children, even expectant mothers who can look after their babies who aren't even born yet before they actually are born. And then we're going through that whole process of a lifetime's worth of care. And that's that same old advice that we all know: prevention is better than the cure. I hope you found this video useful. I'd really appreciate if you could follow me, send me a message on this video as well. I'd love to hear back from you. You guys have been awesome, and love to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for watching.